The 2-1. Lindor towards right center field. This one is back. It is gone! Grand slam! And Lindor puts the Mets on top. The biggest swing of the season for New York.
3-second differential. Shot clock, game clock. Shot clock down to 5. Here's Towns from 3. It's gone! Carl Anthony Towns with the dagger. 3-point field goal.
Knicks regain their composure. Towns, deep 3-ball with the switch.
Lindor at third, Nimmo at first. The pitch. Swing and a ball drilled. Right field. Freeling back. At the wall. Out of here! It's out of here! Alonso, an opposite field home run. And the Mets had the lead. Pete Alonso, the polar bear, takes Devin Williams deep. And here in the ninth, the comeback kids have done it again. It's 3-2 Mets. Alonso digs it out, sends it in the air, deep center field. There it goes! Pete Alonso, 3-0 New York.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is your boy David from Top Bunk Sports, and I am here with the special video to announce, reported by John Heyman, Pete Alonso is back with the New York Mets on a 2-year, $54 million deal. Boys, ladies, children of all ages, the wait is over. The wait is over. Our first baseman is back. We didn't know how long this was going to drag. We didn't know if he was going to pass spring training and still not be on a team like Jordan Montgomery did or Blake Snell did last year. We didn't know what was going to happen. But it's finally over. The wait to find out where Pete Alonso was going, where he was signing, it's over. He's back. He is back. And ladies and gentlemen, it feels so fucking great. It does. It honestly does. Honestly, listen, I was one of those fans, that basically said, if wherever Pete Alonso goes, let him go. If he comes back here, if he goes to Toronto, if he goes to Milwaukee, if he goes to Los Angeles, wherever he goes, I just want this brother to sign because I am tired. Now, while I do say that, people may say, well, Top, be careful what you wish for, because you may just get it. And I honestly thought for a second, listen, with everything that was happening with him turning down the 3 deals that they gave him, with Steve Cohen and David Stern saying what they said at Amazing Day, I said, man, he's done. He's leaving. There's no way that Pete Alonso and Scott Boras figure something out and Pete comes back. And I was wrong. But I'm glad I was wrong. I'm glad that I was able to be wrong, and I was able to put my feelings aside, and that I was able to do what I needed to do, because honestly, man, it just feels great. It feels great. Now, let me go into some of the reports. As you see right here, I will show it right now. There is the report of John Heyman. So John Heyman reported that, like I said, Pete Alonso signed a 3-year deal for a 2-year deal. Excuse me, I don't know why I said 3. A 2-year deal for $54 million. Right? He also stated that Pete Alonso, it's actually right here. Excuse me. I don't know why I was going up here for a second. It was down here. So he reported it right here. Pete Alonso is returning to the Mets on a $54 million deal, 2 years, $10 million signing bonus, right? He also said Alonso's $54 million deal has an opt-out after the first year, $30 million in 1 year, $24 million in year 2, right? And then he says right after this, Alonso has his choice of 3-year and a 2-year deal and the opt-out for the 2-year deal, right? And then he also goes to say, in the end, Alonso was choosing between 54 million for 2 years and 71 million for 3 years. He took the shorter deal, betting on himself with the higher first year pay, 30 mil. First, that Alonso was returning to the Mets, Andy Martino. So Andy Martino reported it. Then he says Pete followed the shorter term opt-out playbook of Snell, Chapman, Correa, Bellinger, Snell. He put Snell again. Chapman and Correa wound up scoring the next, scoring big the next winner. Excuse me, I don't know why I'm mumbling that, but yes. So there you have it. It was one of those decisions where he kind of took a risk in a way, right? But he took a risk with us. Like he took the risk with the team that he loved the most, that he grew up in, the homegrown cat, has gone through everything with the Mets and has made history and has done his most amazing work on the field and off the field with this organization. And it just feels great. Now, the best thing about it is now you look into this free agency, you got your chance, you got the money that the best option for you. You saw how this year first played out. Didn't play out too well. You originally wanted a higher deal. You didn't get that. You waited and waited and waited and waited until you could possibly get the best deal that you could. It didn't happen. So now you have an opportunity with a 2-year deal that you just signed, right? An opt out after the first year. You have an opportunity to go into next year with the acquisitions of Juan Soto, Jose Siri, some of the pitching rotation guys that we got for this rotation. You have an opportunity to go out there and play so much better than you did last year and the year before, to finally revamp your market one more time, go out there, get yourself a better deal, which I believe the Mets will do because the Mets don't want him walking away at all. If he does prove that he is worth what he thinks he's worth, right, which is what kept them out for so long and what kept them in the market for so long. If he goes out and he balls out throughout the entire year, and then on top of that, we make the playoffs and he performs even better in the playoffs, my man, you are right back where you started, and you are right back in where you wanted to be this whole time with no fuck ups, everything going your way. And at the end of the day, the ball is in your court on a much positive scale. So now, so much is riding on Pete Alonso, and so much riding is on him to help Juan Soto, to help Mark Vientos, to help our captain Francisco Lindor, to help everybody else, not only in this lineup, but also in this rotation. That's great. That feels great to just say that, to sit here. I want to show you guys as well the projected starting lineup that they posted. This is from Fox Sports, MLB. Just look at that lineup, man. Just look at that lineup. That is absolutely beautiful. That I love that. I absolutely do love that. Look, you got Francisco Lindor obviously leading up. You got Juan Soto at number 2, Pete Alonso coming at number 3, Brandon Nimmo coming at number 4, Mark Vientos number 5, Jesse Winker number 6, Francisco Alvarez number 7, Jeff McNeil number 8, Jose Siri number 9. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is a 90-win team. I absolutely fucking love it. I really do. I really do. I mean, the only thing, and I've said this many times, shout out to Queens Baseball, shout out to my guys. They're actually running a space right now talking about the Pete Alonso signing. The only thing that I would do, because I think he's earned it, even though, you put Juan Soto above anybody, I would move Mark Vientos to number 2, and I'll move Juan Soto to number 3, put Pete at number 4, put Brandon Nimmo as number 5. You develop Brandon Nimmo as a number 5 hitter, right? Because now he's shown last year and the year prior that he has power. So he puts power and contact in that number 5 hole. Pete Alonso is your number 4 hole. He's your power hitter all the way. Put him at number 4. Number 3, Juan Soto gives you power, makes contact, can rip one in the gap, can destroy the gap, goes the other way. There's so much he provides as your number 3. And then you have Mark Vientos with this almost the same thing and provides power as your number 2, and you keep him constant in that number 2 and let him rake like he did last year. And then you don't move your captain. You now have a season where your captain is starting the year as your leadoff hitter, not as your number 2, not as your number 3. He is starting where he's had the most success as a hitter, and that's a leadoff hitter. We saw it. We absolutely saw it, and I love it because that's where he feels more comfortable. Same thing goes for Mark Vientos. We didn't know what Mark Vientos was going to do. Finally gets his shot. They put him as a number 2 hitter. Bam. You found his slot right there because he felt comfortable and consistent night after night, day after day, game after game to do whatever he needed to do. Juan Soto, whether he's a number 2, whether he's a number 3, bam, does whatever he needs to do as a number 3 hitter. Then you have Pete Alonso batting right behind him. That's a dangerous combo. To me, that is a dangerous combo. So I would do it. Although I don't think they're gonna do it because, like I said, you hold Juan Soto higher than anybody in this lineup besides Francisco Lindor, but you hold Juan Soto higher than anybody. If that's the case, you put him at number 2 and you let this lineup right here rock because I like it. I like this lineup right here. Right? There's so many guys that are gonna kill. If you have Brandon Nimmo as your number 5, that's great. That's awesome. That's awesome. He's not even your number 4. He's not even your number 4, but that's great. That's fucking amazing. Right? So a lot of things can be done within this lineup. If it's I just can't even think of the words right now. Just because I'm happy he's back. I'm really happy he's back. This is we were waiting for this one. Everybody knows how frustrating, how uncomfortable this was getting, man. And honestly, I'm super happy that we were able to get this done. But that lineup looks beautiful. Shout out to Pete Alonso he is back on a 2-year deal, $54 million with an opt-out after the first year. This season, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not got your season tickets, if you have not got your tickets, your regular tickets, it's going to be a fun year, man. All the giveaways that are going to be coming out in the weekend games. David Wright with his jersey, with his number retirement, and him going into the Mets Hall of Fame on July 19th against the Cincinnati Rays. So many things to look forward to. And then obviously with the Mets going off and doing what they need to do. Listen, this may not be as better as the Dodgers, but honestly, man, baseball is baseball and anything can happen. This lineup right here that you're looking at, if it stays the way that it is, or if they have Mark Vientos coming in number 2 and Brandon Nimmo as your number 5 hitter, Juan Soto as your number 3. This lineup, they play baseball. They play baseball the right way. They hit when they need to hit. They could beat the Dodgers, man. They could beat the Dodgers. And I'll save the rotation conversation for another day, right? But just looking at what Pete Alonso provides in this lineup, Pete Alonso you take away that power factor when Pete Alonso's not in that lineup. You take away the threat that he provides when he's not in that lineup. The defense that he provides. His defense is getting better year after year after year. When he doesn't provide that defense, when you don't have that defense from Pete Alonso at first, you're stuck. We had conversations about possibly them going after Spencer Torkelson, which I would have thought would have been a good replacement for Pete. Then you talk about going into Yandy Diaz. Then you talk about possibly getting Anthony Rizzo, which makes me sick. But the replacements were not looking good overall. They were not. So the fact that we don't even have to deal with that now, we got our first baseman back. Then on top of that, the best part of everything about this is that Brett Baty does not have to be my third baseman. Brett Baty is not going to be my third baseman. Do you people understand? Met fans, do you guys understand how happy I am about that? Met fans, like, this is my thing, and this is no hate towards Brett Baty, right? This is no hate towards the kid whatsoever. This kid is up here for a reason. He has talent. I just don't think that he is ready. Not even that he's ready. Forget that. We're not going to baby the kid no more because he's been up here multiple times. He knows what it takes. I don't think he's better than Mark Vientos. And while I was trying to fight that, I was at David Stearns' Q&A before last year's season started with a couple Met content creators, and we were basically talking about, put Brett Baty at third and have Mark Vientos as a DH. We don't even have to go get a DH. Give Mark Vientos that DH role. Why? Because he's a better contact hitter. He's a better power hitter than Brett Baty. Brett Baty's a solid hitter, but he provides better defense at third base. There's your option, right? Because that was around the time that the Mets were either interested or rumored to be looking into JD Martinez. They asked him about JD Martinez, and David Stearns flat out said, I want to give that opportunity to the young guys. Then a week after that, they go ahead and they bring J. Martinez. And we were wondering, like, all right, how is this thing going to work for Brett Beatty and Mark Vientos? Brett Beatty shit the bed. Mark Vientos came in here, lit the shit up offensively, showed some promising plays in third base, and showed that his defense can be better. You had your third baseman locked and loaded, and then on top of that, Mendoza say, I'm gonna put you as in the 2 hole in our lineup. Bam, started raking. His home run, his power numbers went up, his contact numbers went up. Everything for Mark Vientos, how it played out, earned him a spot to not only be a number 2 in that lineup, but to be an everyday third baseman again. Not only listen, the whole number 7 thing, we can have another conversation about that. Some of you guys already know how I feel about that. Brett Beatty is not it. And I'm glad that we didn't have to go into this season saying, oh, shoot, Brett Beatty's going to be our third baseman. Mark Vientos is going to first. And it had nothing to do with Mark Vientos playing first base. He's done it in AAA. Brett Beatty, however, is just not a good third baseman compared to Mark Vientos. And then I just think that it's a spit in the face slash slap in the face to the kid after what he did for you in the regular season when he got called up for the final time and started going off, and then in the postseason. I've said it before and I'll say it again. When it came to the postseason, that brother did not know what playoff pressure was about because he didn't have playoff pressure at all. And that's impressive to me to see what he did. So I think he's earned that. Do I think they'll do that? Maybe, maybe not. Again, they gotta cater to Juan Soto, and I'm not saying that in no negative way. They obviously that's their highest paid player in the MLB right now. You gotta cater to him. So if he wants to bat second, you gotta put him at second. You gotta do it. You gotta do what you gotta do. But with that being said, guys, little short video just announcing and giving my opinion on the Pete Alonso signing and him returning to the New York Mets. Ladies and gentlemen, go celebrate, Met fans. Spring training is next week. Baseball season is next week, man. Let's get it on the road. Pete Alonso, the polar bear, is back with the New York Mets. Guys, I am out. I will see you on the next video. Peace.